just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
There is possible contact. What a fabulous strike.
Oh, the contact was fantastic, right on the bootlaces, and it packed a lot of venom for what was a really potent strike.
It had to come! It just had to come! He had to have his say! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's...
Julie reaps his reward, kept his cool whilst the defence lost their bearings.
Oh, players like this fella almost have a sixth sense to get themselves in such great coaching positions. How quick-witted was that?
That was always inevitable.
There, another magnificent finish from Mr. Magnificent. This could be good, very good. Yeah, I'd call that transition with bite. They won it back and bit hard. And moods in both teams, and it had to be him. Yeah, they've only got themselves to blame. Mistakes in those areas are very punishable.
His own doing.
Yeah, having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing. The crispest of hits, he just crashed it in.
Well, the technique generates the power in that situation, and once power is assured, any goalkeeper's up against it.
This of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
There's a chance of being caught like that when you surrender the football. Another magnificent finish from Mr. Magnificent. This could be good, very good. Chavez clearly executed that with considerable confidence. It only took seconds to score once the ball was recovered.
Very good evening.
You got somebody who loves you. You got somebody who loves you.
Well, they showed glimpses of some wonderful football to go in with the lead at half-time, and that's definitely pleased the fans. I think they'll be looking to keep this intensity up now in the second half.
Chavez leading 1-0 at the break.
Well, I think we've reached the point when even damage limitations is no longer an option.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub. Clearly executed that with considerable confidence. It only took seconds to score once the ball was recovered. Should be our initial reflection, and that's priceless. The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late. Not only did he finish it, but his instincts for being where he was are absolutely top-notch.
A half of massive entertainment and excitement. A 2-goal margin, yes, but all things still possible.
Dragging your feet while you're leaving. Oh yeah. Shoes again. He looks like a perfect 10. That's right. But now I think he's outstayed his welcome. And you got me feeling the water pulling through all this clutter. You don't spark joy and I got no flutters. I understand you can't help no other. When you touch the skin, can't believe it's not butter. I can't believe I let you see this. I know people who would spend weeks waiting.
The breakaway clinical and clean, and the finish unerring.
That's just brilliant counter-attacking football, and as soon as possession was theirs, it triggered a move of devastating speed that was just too hot to handle. Stronger. I think they thought the win would just come to them, and it didn't.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.
Was about hammering away in central positions, and it paid off. For me, they were persistent and ruthless.
My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you.
Something like
lovely header, but really it was all about the delivery.
Yeah, he makes those runs with great stealth and a ghost-like arrival to get his head to the ball. Great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
Wonderfully done. Crisp hit, true finish.
Oh, you've got to love that. Concentration, conviction, contact, and sheer class. So early.
Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Look, that's one of the first things you learn, whether you're a striker or not. Just anticipate a goalkeeping parry or spillage, and sometimes you'll get lucky, it'll come your way.
It is a super start. Citation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner, and he picked them off instead. Good movement in both midfield and indeed up front. If those players, I think, can carry on where they left off after the break, they should impose themselves even more, and probably only one result coming here.
Well, that has been a goal-blessed half. It is 3-1.
Could have really planned for that. I think he's a bit unlucky in that instance. Unfortunate for them, and maybe we can attribute that to a loss of focus.
It is a landslide. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, it still had to be finished off, so well done to the goal scorer, but the keeper should have done a lot better.
That and better. That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing. That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive, the finish exquisite.
The first significant goal-scoring landmark. That's wonderfully done. Crisp hit, true finish.
Odegaard really showed his coolness, Peter, by not getting flustered on such a tough skill. And for me, it was controlled perfection. positions, and it paid off. For me, they were persistent and ruthless.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you.
Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, it still had to be finished off, so well done to the goal scorer, but the keeper should have done a lot better.
True class! And there's the goal they've been looking for.
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
Takes home the match ball. Straight header, made it look easy.
Yeah, he makes those runs with great stealth and a ghost-like arrival to get his head to the ball.
Clinical, just clinical. What a game this is turning out to be for him.
Well, he's been the outstanding player on the pitch and devastating in front of goal. Yeah, I'd call that transition with bite. They won it back and bit hard.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done.
Stadium, and I think this performance was one best deleted from the memory bank now.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening.
Sides have shown they have goals in them. As for the next one, should it arrive, that may have a bigger bearing as to who emerges victorious.
Room for argument. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Yeah, they had a game plan which was about hammering away in central positions, and it paid off. For me, they were persistent and ruthless.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening.
Myself and the ones when I call on that door. Been time they won't let me be free. Dabbed up for that pain to go deep. On the borderline rage, no, I don't. Already they were giving me the antidote. How you feel to be messing with the federal? Last time I wrote for a medical. Worst place I was in by far. But you bet I'm gonna get it all, I get it all, I get it. When I'm getting older, begging and pleading at all peace. It is the beginning of an ideology. River now running over, moving in threes. To the far east on the borderline. Been far less tears, but I still cry. I've been on the edge, but I'll get mine. Build up the empire, I'm setting out to define. Build up the new kind, should have invested the first time. Should have invested the first time. Should have invested the first time. It's been months and I've been running away from freedom. Where the could it have been? Where has it been? I've been a victim, and I could have been locked up 40 years now. I'm running away.
Gotta get it together.
And ruthless.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.
Let the people talk, they don't own enough. Let my people spark, they don't own enough. I be speaking duck, you see me blowing up. I just live what I tell. Try to fool me. Rap game fake, could've told me. Said I might as well pick the army. Either way, they still
Like an activist, something like I'm ready to
Either side holding back here. It has been quite a half, this.
Well, we've had plenty to go at in that first half, Peter, and it's a fragile lead that could quite easily change hands in the second. If you like your football unpredictable, I think you're at the right match.
Very little in it. The score at half-time is 2-1.
To tell you that we're expecting traffic.
Determination and stamina has enabled another late addition to typify his commitment from start to finish.
And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Oh look, there's only one player who merits all the praise for that. Not only did he finish it, but his instincts for being where he was are absolutely top-notch.
Ronaldo taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so. Thrilling, nail-biting, perhaps frustrating until the very end, but we do have a winner.
Well, I just think that determination and persistence has paid off handsomely to squeeze the win out of a draw. Sometimes it comes down to grit and desire and the stubbornness to keep plugging away, and this has been great staying power.
And with that, it's time for me to thank Jim Beglin and to wish you a very good evening. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Chavez have some very strong runners from midfield, and it's not often you'll see a team be so effective by advancing through the middle like that, but this was very impressive the way they cut through the heart of that defence.
That's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin, a very good evening to you all. Calm, composed, confident. What a super goal.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
What are you thinking about the goal?
Yeah, anything that's hit low with real pace like that makes it so much harder for the keeper, and he was never going to get to that. contagious edge, and he applies it with lethal effect. He's class, real class.
A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other. To be the decisive area.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening.
Dragging your feet while you're leaving. Oh yeah. Shoes again. He looks like a perfect 10. That's right. But now I think he's outstayed his welcome. And you got me feeling the water pulling through all this clutter. You don't spark joy and I got no flutters. I understand you can't have no other. When you touch the skin, can't believe it's not butter. I can't believe I let you see this. I know people who would spend weeks wages on this. Give up their kitchens just for a picture of what's under this mask.
How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, I think there's plenty to be pleased about with that first half display in terms of the score and overall approach.
France, the happier of the teams, heading in for half-time, 1-0 up.
And when you feel like
VIP, don't stand in the line. We got the kind of passion money can buy. This party needs us and they're up for the run. They want us here because we're making it fun. Fun, fun, making it fun. I won't sleep, I won't stop till I get this done. It's my mission, you, it's your mission, we.
no one makes me feel. No one makes me feel quite like me. Then no one makes me feel. No one makes me feel.
Reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Chavez simply made their superiority count. They found cruise control quite early and didn't need to go to turbo.
And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin, a very good evening to you all.
I know the hour is late, and I know you'll make me wait. I can sit outside. I set fire to my pride. What is left to lose? Nothing left to lose. What is left to lose? Nothing left to lose.
That's it from us tonight. A very good evening to one and all.
How many years to find out what you most love? Can we dance to the mess? I feel you listening in, hand in hand with the best. I know you got a plan. I know you got a plan. You're a vision. How many dreams to find out what you have lost? How many years to find out what you must love? How many dreams to find out what you have lost? How many years to find out what you must love? Then I'm on and up. I be speaking duck, you see me blowing up. I just live what I tell. Try to fool me. Rap game fake could've told me. Said I might as well pick the army. Either way, they still tryna own me. Couple OGs try to mold me. Go and get a bag, or you'll be another story. Looking for the throne, better go and get your own seat. I'ma pick a bone with whoever try to hold me. Burying my past like cold beef. All cold with the home team told me. Partner said that I should've bought a. Shorty said never let them get a hold on me. Cash rules, but it don't control me. I give it all back for the glory. No cosign bully on the floor now. They ain't let us in, had to kick the door down. Who do I trust? Looking at me, do you looking at us? Might not pick up, but I'm good at a clutch. I got some beefs that be doing too much. I got some beefs wanna see me get crushed.
I can see your face trying.
Chavez can be really happy with this. I saw it as one of these defining games for them, and they showed real character to get the job.
One-sided. We appear perhaps headed for a cricket score at this rate, unless there is a significant change in fortune. It is 3-0 at half-time.
This looks well and truly sewn up already, Peter, but please feel free to forget what I've just said if there's a spectacular turnaround.
France have established themselves in a position of absolute supremacy. An action-packed 45 minutes, and they have raced into a 3-goal lead.
Try to fool me. Rap game fake could've told me. Said I might as well pick the army. Either way, they still tryna own me. Couple OGs try to mold me. Go and get a bag, or you'll be another story. Looking for the throne, better go and get your own seat. I'ma pick a bone with whoever try to hold me. Burying my past like cold beef. All cold with the home team told me. Partner said that I should've bought a. Give up their kitchens just for a picture. Once I'm done, this my
Well, it's pretty clear that there was a solid game plan in place for what was a very high-pressure game. I think it shows great maturity on the part of the players, and it was, for me, well-deserved and well-earned.
And with that, it's time for me to thank Jim Beglin and to wish you a very good evening.
This looks well and truly sewn up already, Peter, but please feel free to forget what I've just said if there's a spectacular turnaround.
Chavez are steaming towards victory thanks to 3 first-half goals, which have left the opposition feeling grateful just to get in for a break. Another 45 minutes to come, but the mood in the stands here is very much suggestive that the deal is done. It is 3-0 at the break.
Celebrating their
Any reflections
birthdays
on what
today.
you've seen, Jim?
Yeah, and a result that was true to form. A big team beating a not-so-big team, and a lesson dealt.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight. A very good evening to one and all.
매년 12월 31일 나는 새해 목표를 적지 올해 넌 이뤄질 수 있게 소원을 빌게 You just trust me Isn't it a form of love to be asking yourself how you want to be in our reflections the answers to break the cycles make you mend the cycles push up push up push up push up 눈이 push up push up push up push up 눈이 push up push up push up push up 눈이 push up 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 눈이 반짝 삐까삐까 push up 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 눈이 반짝 삐까삐까 눈이 반짝 삐까삐까 Let's get it done I want it done It's our freedom 억지를 부리든 솔직하게 하든지 내 맘이야
Well, this team has found a real rhythm to their game. The players seem to have clicked well. There's good movement off the ball. The passes are sticking. No one's afraid to have a go.
Chavez go in at half-time with a slender 1-goal lead. Match, and deservedly so. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Yeah, we knew there was a sizable gap in the quality of both squads, and the story was told in predictable fashion.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.
When I'm with you, I cleanse my soul. When I'm with you, I cleanse my soul. It's like fire, burn like
Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Chavez simply imposed their strength from start to finish, and this became as predictable as predicted.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.
You know you're wasting away.
Thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening.
I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
After 2 minutes is number 18, Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe.
And there is very little room for argument. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Well, that was a hard-fought win with a defensive masterclass. They backed up their goal with a resilience that was first class.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you. And there is very little room for argument. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Yeah, we knew there was a sizable gap in the quality of both squads, and the story was told in predictable fashion.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you.
It's not something that you said that left you disconnected at the tone. Can be scary to wrap your head around. Don't you know you're not alone? But you do this on your own. And I see you looking through your lens with all your similar friends. I don't know how this ends. Maybe we'll just pretend. Cause you believe what you wanna see, and you think you're free from it. Deep in your reality, but unfortunately you're far from it. Well, I'm just crying at the well, I'm just crying at the well, I'm just crying at the comedy.
Sensed by their support early on, and it just compounded the frustration.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening. It's a goodish game, this, and at half-time, it's 1 each. It's been a really interesting game up to now, and the sides are predictably very well matched. Hoping perhaps for a little bit more from both parties in the second half, but as it stands, it's 1 each. Reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
And there's a lot more to read into this game than just the scoreline.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.
Happy with this. I saw it as one of these defining games for them, and they showed real character to get the job done. A big statement for anyone who might be up next.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening.
He looks like a perfect 10. But now I think he's outstayed his welcome. And you got me feeling the water pulling through all this clutter. You don't spark joy and I got no flutters. I understand you can't help no other. When you touch the skin, can't believe it's not butter. I can't believe I let you see this. I know people who would spend weeks wages on this. Give up their kitchens just for a picture of what's under this mask.
The kind of unproductive performance that can drain confidence pretty quickly. At the business end, they just can't close a deal.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for.
You think you do, you don't know, no. You don't. Stuck on my mind. How do you get by? Assuming how I feel. I figured you don't know.
King.
Chavez certainly didn't see this coming. They didn't even, will no doubt have a healthier respect for this opposition now.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you. Naming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. So Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Yeah, and a result that was true to form. A big team beating a not so big team, and a lesson dealt.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening. Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides. What a good half. They've gone blow for blow, and it's 2-2.
Surrender those that inside my head. I was on the coast, rising from below. Didn't know what chose me. Traveled to a place that I called home.
Peter, they got complacent and they'll have to take the criticism that comes with it now.
My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you.
Edge of your seat encounter and
Up for them, it is nasty.
commiserations, the definition of penalty heartbreak and part of the game that we find irresistible. Total emotional despair for them.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening.
He looks like a perfect 10. But now I think he's outstayed his welcome. And you got me feeling the water pulling through all this clutter. You don't spark joy and I got no flutter.
And deservedly so. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Chavez were very impressive here, Peter. The backbone of this team is so strong and it proved to be the decisive area.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. It is still very tight here. The game still up for grabs. And the half-time score, 1-0.
I'm sure they'll be very happy with their first half performance and the scoreline. They'll definitely want to maintain their momentum now and finish the job.
Chavez, the happier of the teams, heading in for half-time, 1-0 up.
When I step in the valley, I get bolder. Give me the light when it's so dark. Quote mark. You will never leave me, quote mark, so I won't step down. And all of the times I've been let down, you stuck with me and never checked out. Had some doubts, but they're fleshed out. I'm moving forward, that's best now. Blessed when I'm east or I'm westbound, even on a real bad day when I'm stressed out. I just fill up my head with the truth that you said. I pull up to the set like